that plays the thing. Starring Judy Sleed. With special guest Chuck Gerena. And now here's Judy.
Oh, thank you. That was a lovely
Yeah,
introduction.
that worked okay. That worked fine.
And
Well,
I have Chuck with me today, an old friend who I was very anxious to get on the show, and finally he arrived. Hi, Chuck.
Hi, Judy. Thank you for having me.
Well, as I said, I invited you several times, and you were just too busy.
Yeah, it's hard to pin me down lately.
Well, looking at your resume here, I can't believe all this work. No wonder you couldn't come over here.
Yeah, I've been
Because you've
I've
been
been
doing...
busy with the acting and just life in general.
Well, this is an awful lot. You started acting not too long ago.
I started about it's going on a year and a half now, and originally I was a trader, and the business on Long Island with electronics changed dramatically in the last 5 years or so. That's what I did. So I decided that I wanted to be an actor, and I chased it.
Well, that's wonderful if you think, I mean, you know you have a dream and you go after it. That's good because a lot of people, I would say the majority of the people, they just never go after the dream. They just keep doing whatever they're doing, and then later on they always regret, and they have a lot of resentment. So I'm so happy to hear that you went after what you wanted.
I felt like I had my career in electronics, and it was time for something different. And I was saying to myself, well, what do I want to be when I grow up? And
that's right.
At 41, that's a hard pill to swallow. When you're.
No, that's not too late.
Oh, it's never too late.
Look at me. I started
too
this.
late.
I'm a lot older than you are. I'm not going to
You
say
are?
how. I'm not going to say how old I am.
Okay.
And if anybody could guess my age, could win a balloon. So, what prompted you to go after your dream?
It's kind of funny because I started really before I even left the last job. It all started, where I come from. I wanted to sing, and I wanted to be in the spotlight, and I was doing this trip back and forth to Farmingdale every day. The drive was very hard, and I had to entertain myself, basically, so I sang in the car, and it was, all self-taught, and I wanted to pursue it further. I went to go see Andrew Baker, and he basically got me started on the singing and the performing, and then I caught the acting bug. And it was just by chance because I had answered an ad in the paper. Do you want to be an actor and blah, 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 do you want to be in movies? So I went to New York, basically armed with my coffee cup and my papers and stuff like that. And I auditioned for an agent. And much to my surprise, he liked it. And it really wasn't about anything, the audition. It was a general subject of, this paragraph, and it's just basically how you read it. And he put me into a movie, which I was very surprised that quickly. It put me into The Manchurian Candidate. So I have a little background spot in The Manchurian Candidate. I was very happy. Took like a year for me to see myself the first time, but it was
You
good.
mean if we see that movie, do you have a spot in there?
I have a spot in there. I can be seen if you're looking directly right at the spot. And it's funny because I went to when I went to go see the premiere, I went to Southampton when the movie came out. So I figured I'd just go by myself and just sit, relax, enjoy the movie. And sitting next to me, there was this lady and her children, and it came up one scene where where the kids are playing in the schoolyard, and I hear the kid going, "That's me! There I am! There I am!" And I was like, I looked at him. I was like, God, you know, you're still in my wind here.
Yeah.
You know, because I wanted to yell up, "That's me! That's me!" So it was funny. It was very much different from what I thought it was going to turn out to be.
And so when your scene came out, did you say, "That's me there"?
Well, I just went.
That's
Yeah,
all you
because,
were
you know,
embarrassed?
No, I wasn't too embarrassed.
You
It was
didn't
just
wanna
like, you know, it was
take
the
the
first time I
spotlight.
saw myself, so it was like, okay, you know, there I am in a movie, you know.
Yes.
But since then, I've done 11 more films.
11 more
Um,
films.
Better parts. I just did an independent film called The Bellman, and that'll be shot at the Montauk. That was shot at the Montauk Manor and be submitted to the East Hampton Film Festival, or the Hamptons Film Festival in this year.
Do you speak in any of
Yeah,
them?
yeah, I have a role in that. I have.
Oh, how amazing!
Yeah,
Amazing.
I'm one of the angry hotel guests that
Oh, that's
tick off the
really.
Bellman.
See what can happen if you really stick to it. You need
You know,
a
it's
lot
something
of
I really wanted to
perseverance.
do. It's something I really wanted to do, and I've always dreamed of doing. And it's hard at first, you know, living out here and doing the commute to the city. There's a lot of times where I have to get up at 2 in the morning just to be on set by 7. You know, and whether it be a blizzard or whatnot, you know,
You're going.
yeah. I'm in The Interpreter. That'll be out on April 22nd. I play a Secret Service agent.
This is a movie.
Yes. It's a movie starring
they-
Nicole Kidman and Sean Penn. It's directed by Sidney Pollack, and it's supposed to be great. I saw the
So a
opening
lot of
attractions
movies
for it.
are being filmed in New York.
Oh, yeah, quite a few. You know, New York is it's a setting that you really can't recreate anywhere else. As much as people try to redo a street in the city, you can't get the energy. You can't get the whole ambiance.
So it's a good set.
No, yeah, New York is a perfect backdrop for a film. And in The Interpreter, I'm a Secret Service agent, and you know, there's shots of the motorcade that when the movie comes out, you'll see that I was in the motorcade and going down 2nd Avenue to the UN. It was the only film that they ever did at the UN, and they did it for, I think, 6 months.
That
Just
one
on the
shot?
just on the weekend. No, not the one shot. The whole movie.
The whole movie?
The whole movie took about 6 months to do because you can only film it on the weekend when the UN was closed.
Is this the independent
And every
film?
time, excuse me?
Is this the independent film?
No. This is a major release.
Oh, this is a major.
This is a major release, and you know, each time you went there, you had to get security clearance because it's the UN.
Of course.
Yeah, that was really interesting. That you know, seeing them put the whole thing together, because it was, I mean, you have city blocks that are actually the set, you know, and keeping the traffic away and keeping the people away that aren't supposed to be there, and make it look like the people that are supposed to be there are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing, like rioting or, you know, I don't want to give too much away about it because it hasn't been released yet, but you know, it was very interesting. It you know, moved well. The whole energy of the whole film was great.
And was there ever a time when you felt, well, this is just too much and I'm not getting anywhere or I'm not getting enough?
I have, yeah. And it was about that time that I became SAG and became a member of the Screen Actors Guild. I was doing an episode of Law and Order, and you know, it could be a difficult show to do, the original one, and you know, but it happened. You know, it happened at a right time for me.
So what
becoming
happened?
SAG. Becoming SAG. What they do is, you know, there's different types of ways you can get in. You can get a contract. You can get in through background performances and stuff. And you know, I've had enough credits to get in. And finally, it came to a point where I was eligible, and I didn't know if I should join or not because I still wanted to do independent films and other stuff. And you know, I made the decision to do it, and I'm glad. It was the right move for me.
You mean to join?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
You know, the parts are better now, and it
now you
allows
can't do independent films now. That
Well, I
you know-
can,
Oh, you can.
with special permission from the union, and
now you have to have permission
yes,
from anything you do.
anything I do.
Oh, well, that's great. And as I said, I keep looking at your resume, and you did an awful lot in this short time.
Yeah.
So, was there anybody who encouraged you to do it, or anybody who discouraged you?
Well, my family. You know, I mean, you're coming from a professional career, and you say, you know, in your 40s, hey, I want to be an actor.
Yes.
You know, my family's reaction wasn't too
Enthusiastic.
strong, enthusiastic about it, exactly. And
what are you doing? Who you think you are?
well, you know, it was more like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're going from a stable environment to an unstable environment. But basically, you know, I had to rearrange everything that I'm doing just to do the acting.
You
know.
are willing to make
yeah.
the sacrifice.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, it's so much more work. You would think that, like a 15-second commercial, for example, I did a Dr. Scholl's commercial, the first commercial I did, and I was playing a trader. So I went from being a trader to a trader on on the stock market.
So you are an experienced trader.
Well, you know, it was very different because you know, you have to exhaust every possible angle in a commercial because it's only shot in that one day. So the commercial ran for like 14 hours to shoot, but the actual air time was only like 15 seconds.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, you know, just the way the camera panned, it was so much work for such a little piece, and I was like, oh my God, that's it? You know, it was like, yeah, it was very hard.
And
But
how do they reward you for all this work? Do you get paid by the hour, by the
No,
day, by the
no,
job?
well, you know, being union now, you get paid differently, and the union people on that day made a fortune because it was 14 hours, and it was on a Sunday, so it went into golden time and all this extra time that added up, and you know, they made a good piece of money that day. And
The union.
the union people,
what
and I had
about
I had a standard rate, so it didn't matter how long it shot.
Oh,
You know, it's you know, you get paid one flat fee. That's
One
it. No
flat fee.
residuals. No nothing.
Mhm.
So, but you know, it's different now. So, I've gotten a couple things that I've done. You know, where it's.
Have you been
paid off.
exercising your signature so people should come to you and ask you for your autograph?
Well, I have my autograph signature, and I have my regular signature. Yeah, but it's you know, it's happened already. People have asked me for my autograph.
Really, they recognize you.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and the funny thing is like people will come up to me and say, like, you know, they've seen me in something. You know, once they learn I'm an actor, oh yeah, didn't you do this? And I'll say, no, I didn't do that. Oh yes, you did. And you know, they'll argue with me because I'm like, you know, they're telling me I did a commercial. Aren't you the guy in this commercial? And it's like,
You probably
no.
look like somebody.
But if I didn't do it, I didn't do it. You know.
So do you give them the autograph anyway?
Yeah. Why not?
Generous.
Why not? I'm sure it'll be on eBay one day.
So do you have any favorite things that you did or any unfavorite that you really hated doing?
Really hated doing? No. I've had some embarrassing moments.
Did you?
Yeah,
Can
well,
you tell us?
I was,
I won't tell anyone.
okay, we'll keep this to ourselves. I was doing a Law and Order, and I was supposed to be playing an emergency service unit guy. And I had to bend down to pick up this dead body. I'm in a uniform, an ESU uniform, and the episode name was A View from Up Here. And we're shooting down on this pier, and it's moving. You know, the pier's rocking back and forth, and, you know, the cameras are up on top of the stationary part of the pier where they film Law and Order. Well, it came down to shooting the scene, and I bent down to pick up the body, and my pants split from point A to point B.
Oh, my God.
And I was just, God, I was so embarrassed.
But everybody else was hysterical.
You know, they were trying to hold their
Yes.
laughter because we were still filming, and I'm like, oh no. You know, because I heard it. Everybody behind me heard it.
Yes.
You know, the whoosh.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was just wondering how far they were going to take the scene to, you know,
Before they stopped.
before I had to walk away
Yes.
and, you know, have a shot from behind.
Yes.
And through my navy blue uniform, you see my white underwear.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, that was kind of embarrassing.
I bet a lot of people will remember that.
Well, you know, unfortunately, I
than
didn't
the
get to see that episode. So if it comes up again, I'm going to be sure to tape it or record it.
Oh,
Most of the stuff you know, I've done, I've recorded, but there's a few things that I didn't get to yet. I had several spots in a show called Johnny Zero.
Johnny Zero.
Johnny Zero is a show on Fox that recently just got canceled, I have to say.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see you did a lot of work on TV with the Law and Order.
Law and Order, yeah,
And
I've done.
Phil Donahue
Phil Donahue that was back in the 80s.
in the 80s.
In the 80s, yeah.
What did you do?
Just one of the audience people. I stood up and I asked a question, and God, even that was weird because, you know, he acknowledged me that he was going to come and talk to me next, and then he talked to the guy right before me, and the guy said my question,
Oh,
and then we went to a commercial. So I'm sitting there next to my friend, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to ask now? The guy just took my question, and he's going to be over here in a second with the microphone. So I went over there, and, you know, we came back from the commercial, and he says, okay, and he sticks the microphone in my face. I said something, and the guest at the time was Robin Williams, and he answered me, and I don't know what he said. I couldn't remember what the guy said to me. I know that the answer was rather lengthy, but I could not for the life of me remember what he said because I just tuned the moment out, and I was, you know, it was the first time I was on camera, and I just like, okay, I'm on in front of America now. Yeah, you know, it was.
that was
It was
before you
nerve-wracking.
decided you wanted
Oh, that
to
was
become
before anything
an
else.
actor.
Yeah.
Well, Donahue, I remember years back, I forget which year that was, our friend Tommy DeMeo was on his show.
He was.
Yes, he
Wow.
was a guest on his show with Pulitzer's wife. I don't forget her first name.
Mrs. Pulitzer?
Yes, but after her divorce. So the two of them were his guests.
You know, it wasn't a big thing. It wasn't like I was a guest or anything. I just
Uh-huh.
stood up and asked a question.
Oh, and you
but,
did Monk.
I did Monk. I did Mr.
I
Monk.
love that show.
That's,
Oh,
that's one of
I
my,
love
my
that
sister's
show.
favorite shows, too. And I did Monk, and they shot it at the Waldorf Astoria in the city.
And you
the scene
met,
that I was
Tony Shalhoub, his name is.
in. Mr. Monk.
Mr. Monk.
Mr. Monk.
He's really so good in that show.
Yeah, oh, he is. And, you know, his character is very neurotic, as
Yes.
you can remember. And he was so obsessed because the character was so obsessed because he was in New York, and New York is filthy. You
Yes.
know, and he had to get into a cab, and the cab driver is screaming that my cab is not dirty, it's not dirty. And, you know, you know, Mr. Monk was all flipped out about, you know, being in a filthy city.
Yes, but he's not
So-
like that in person.
Oh, no, no, no. He's a nice guy.
He's just a very good actor.
Yeah. Actually, they were all there for that episode.
Excuse
They
me?
brought the whole production to New York for that.
Just for one episode.
Yeah. Mr. Monk Takes Manhattan, I think it was.
Oh, I have to look at that. I have to look at that.
I'm sure it's rerunning someplace, and
Well, we get it, the show on a Friday nights, I think, on USA. But it seems like they didn't film, or there's something wrong because we're not getting it every Friday. And sometimes
oh, they
it's
probably
a
changed the
repeat.
programming around a little.
Yes, a lot of changes.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe one. Well, I don't know if I should take credit for this, but I'd like to. That that it all started at when one of your birthdays I gave you that tiny piano.
Yes, I remember that little piano.
You didn't know what to do with it.
I didn't know what to do with it, but I knew I wanted to do something with it, and that little piano grew into a bigger piano. And you know, this is about the whole time I wanted to get into music. So it, you know, I had that piano. I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know scales. I didn't know notes. And that's why I wanted to learn, and that's why I went to go see Andrew, because Andrew Baker, because when
He's scheduled to come on my show also.
oh yeah,
Yes.
well, send him my regards. He'll remember me. He, you know, he gave me the encouragement to go out and perform and to sing, and
Well, I heard you sing a lot of times. You have a very nice voice.
it's gotten much better. It's gotten
And
much
didn't
better.
you make a CD or something?
I did. For Christmas one year, I sent my family an Audible Christmas card. I recorded some Christmas music and I sent it out, and you know, most of my family didn't know I could sing, period. So, you know, it came as a surprise. But
Well, that's a
you know,
wonderful
it's become
idea.
a staple every Christmas now.
Wonderful.
I listen
idea.
to myself. I listen to myself sing, so it's
Well,
me and
maybe-
Karen Carpenter.
Oh, that's karaoke, right?
No, 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 no.
Oh, Karen
Christmas.
Carter.
My two favorite things. It's myself and Karen Carpenter. The Carpenter's Christmas.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
They're my two favorite Christmas CDs. That and Alvin and the Chipmunks.
And you've done any work at Guildhall?
Play-wise, no. Just play reading.
You did play the. That's right.
yeah,
I've
the
seen
play
you
reading.
one.
Yep.
On the Naked Stage.
Naked Stage, yep. But, you know, Guildhall's a great place. It's a great venue.
It is. I had Josh on this show.
Oh,
and
yeah?
Ruth Applehoff.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the Naked Stage. And I see you there a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you do some work there.
Well, also in my, you know, my off time, I do security work there, and I bartend at the Montauk Manor, the Breakwater Cafe. So it, you know, that's filler time. But you know, it's all geared around the acting. You know, it's the types of things where I can do and take off when I need to, and you know.
Well, would you say that there are a lot of things to do out here for actors?
Well, plays, yes. I hope they film more out here. You know, I hope they bring more productions out here. And
Do you do any writing?
no, I haven't.
No.
I haven't, and you know, that's something I wanted to get into.
Well, you gave me like some sort of a resume before. It had many pages. I had the feeling that you were trying to write.
Well, that was venting. That wasn't writing. That was venting. Yeah,
well,
it's.
it could become an autobiography.
I'm sure somewhere down the line it'll take off that way.
Yes, it sounded to me that's what you were doing.
Yeah, you know, just to give you a base of how it all started. And, you know, I'm happy what I'm doing now. It's a lot more work than
And you travel a lot back and forth.
The going back and forth to Manhattan is quite, like I said, quite.
And how do you do that? Do you take the jitney, or you drive, or the train?
A combination of the train and driving.
Train and driving.
Living out here, you get stuck with 4 trains a day, going back and forth to the city. So it, it could be hard.
It is. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
To do
So this
that.
is why I drive halfway and I go to Babylon and I'll take the train from there, and I come back when I want to. So I'm splitting it up a little. I don't have to take the car into Manhattan and.
Well, I wish you all the luck. I'm really, how shall I say? I'm not jealous. I'm just proud of you.
Thank you.
That
Thank you.
you
I owe
went
it
after your
to
dream.
I owe it to you, and I owe it to Tommy and Andrew and a couple other people that they gave me the push. They gave me the encouragement. I wanted to do it, and it was hard. It was hard first. And I remember
know.
something that Tommy said to me: if you want to be a star, you have to learn how to twinkle. And that's true. It's true. So
Yes, we're playing.
right now I'm twinkling.
We're playing Tommy's song as a theme song. Did you know that he had written that song?
No, I didn't.
Well, you could listen to it. When you get the tape, you'll hear the song in the beginning and in the end. So thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me. I really
This
enjoyed
is
it.
a wonderful half an hour. I learned a lot about you. And now we're saying goodbye. Do you want to wave to everybody? Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See you next time, and I'll have some more wonderful, interesting guests, and maybe we'll have you back.
Thank you
Chuck.
very much.